Hi! Oh my gosh. Welcome back to another quick mini read with yours truly, Lonue, the one exception, your favorite mid husband. It's kind of like a midwife, but not quite so much. So, as you know, we're all made up of energy, masculine and feminine energy. So, when you have a thought or an idea, for those who are new, comment, like, and subscribe if you're new. But if you haven't heard this before, we're all made up of energy. So when you have a thought or an idea, that's an example of your masculine energy. When you execute that thought or an idea, that's an example of your feminine energy. So like how a midwife deals with physical creation, I like to deal with the non-physical creation, which like these cards and the energy, reading the energy of these cards. So I'm here to provide a service for you guys. So thank you. So without further ado, what the universe wants you to reach for, the energy, is the courage of your love. Your heart is strong enough to overpower old patterns. Surrender into love's sanctuary without conditions or uh, equivation, equivocation. You are not to give in to shaming stories that cast your regal, lion like nature in the falsehood of victimization or powerlessness. Roar at such lies until the weak glue holding them together melts under the fire of your holy breath. Assert the dignity of your own heart and soul. All right. So, right now, this is the energy that you're reaching for. If it's telling you to birth for confirmation, if the card we're reaching for courage is being asked, and someone here needs to have more courage when it comes to your love, whether it's self-love, whether it's just the love of life, just love of the little things. That's what we're reaching for, is to have reaching for an energy of that courage, okay? Or we're reaching for the energy of having courage to get to this place of love. So, one sec. Um, did I answer the card too? Okay, so the energy of the universe wants you to shield or hold close is food. We What I eat fuels me. So someone here is hungry, okay? I eat the best foods accessible to me. I infuse my food with love and gratitude before eating, visualizing the nutrients I am consuming and the love that went into growing and preparing the food. So, you love food. Everyone loves food. But the farmers that raise, or not the animals, the farmers love their jobs. The ones that raise the animals. The farmers that garden the vegetables that you eat. They love what they're doing. That's why they're doing it. And they put that love into there because they know that that nutrients is going to somewhere else, someone like you. Yeah, also they are making a profit, so I'm sure they love that part too. But the fact is, they love doing it, and that food was able to get to you. So keep that love train going by blessing your food ahead of time, being appreciative for that food ahead of time, loving the food, place intentions on that food, so that way it will continue to love. It will continue to benefit you. God is love. All the above. You can feel A to D whatever you want, whether it's God, the Most High, love. Yeshua, whatever. So at this moment, let's just give thanks to E, all the above. Again, you can fill A through D with whatever you want. But right now, we're just going to give thanks, okay? So thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for this food that we're about to receive. I have not received yet, but someone here, there's some food coming, okay? But when you're able to surrender to love's sanctuary, like this card says, all right, then you're not letting go of your lioness, your lion-like nature. So keep that nature going. When you're a king, you're a queen, you're regal, and being appreciative for what it is you have is king-like. It's regal-like. And that's how you accumulate more, because you're being grateful for what it is. Food nutrients you. It provides you nutrients. So be grateful for that, because we need food to survive. So you can always be grateful for that. And staying in that energy of love, it's not stopping. You know, you still love what you're doing when you're not eating, so don't stop loving as you're eating. Now, what the universe wants you to shed light on, we have innocent mind. Actions leave imprints in your mind that dissolve like writing in water, like writing on water. Thus, you have the ability to change your habits. All right, so if you're reaching for an energy of love or just being appreciative, love is a nutrient. I mean, it's a fuel source. Love is a fuel source. Like food, love can provide you nutrients. If you can be grateful for your food, treat love like food. We all need food to survive. We need love to survive. So give out love like free samples at Costco's, like free samples at Sam's Club. Okay? And little actions like that can change how you look at life. It's an innocent mind, because a child doesn't know, the complexities of life, but it knows love. It knows when love is there. You know, when you're being nice, you don't have to be mean and be an a-hole all the time. But those actions, are easy to change. Actions aren't necessarily, not necessarily negative. Like, all actions aren't negative, no. But if you have negative actions, they're not permanent. You can still change an action if you start seeing a negative pattern. Okay? Yeah, you have the ability to change your habits. Confirmation. So, what the universe wants you to stay strong on is playfulness. I am a playful participant in life, and I always have the option to make something a fun game rather than a heavy burden. Mary Poppins put sugar in the medicine for a reason. That lady really knows how to party. All right, so as we're changing our mind to a more innocent mindset, and I did make a child reference. Child knows how to play. They're having fun. Play, fun, that's their fuel. Children are fueled by what makes them feel good. But they're so new and juvenile, they haven't really experienced life to know what made them feel bad. So all they know is what makes them feel good. Now, not every child, of course. Some children, you go through what makes you feel bad. I mean, that's the developing stages. We understand that. But like a childlike mind, an innocent mind, a playful mind. Children, sometimes they just worry about love, playing, and food. Look, This is a child right here. This is childlike behavior right here. Can you see me? Look, we have courage to love, food, playfulness, and an innocent mind. If that don't speak child, I don't know what does. Doesn't mean you have to be a child, but there's an inner child in all of us. We may grow up, but an inner child is still there. That kid that loves video games, still there. That kid that likes to play, still there. That inquisitive, childlike behavior is still there. We just grow up, but doesn't mean that the inner child is not there. So please, don't forget to go back to your inner child. Go back to a place where you could appreciate the little things in life, but also get back to a place to where before you were distracted by what life had to offer. Yes, life had to offer you those things to get you to this place. But now when you hit a certain peak, it's like you climbing a mountain, but then you got to descend back down the mountain because you already climbed it. So we got to this point, literally a mountain. We got to this point, the top, and when you get to this point, you're no longer looking at what it is that got you there. You're now looking at, you're now looking at where you're going. When you're going up the mountain, you're looking at the top. You know, what do you have? You're looking at different obstacles, what you have to go through to get to the top. And once you get to the top, when you're going down, you're now looking at a different perspective. You're now going downward. You're no longer looking at the top. So don't focus on the top, because the top, focusing on the top is the past, because you were going up. But now that you're going down, granted, if you're somewhere like in the Alps and you're loud and it's an avalanche, yes, look at the top, because you want to make sure you're not going to get run over by avalanche of snow. But besides the avalanche, I smell weed. Besides that, you know, you want to stick to this childlike, you know, this inner child energy, okay? Now, did I give thanks? I think I give thanks to E, all the above. You can do whatever you want. But before I read a poem, I do have some poems that I wrote. And I have some numbers here. So I'm going to shake this and I'm going to read my poem, okay? Well, I'm going to shake this. This has numbers on it, and I'm going to read the numbers and let that pick which poem I'm going to read, okay? And I'm going to apply the poem to this. All right. So we got 70, 8, 8, 5, 4, and 3. Now, if any of these numbers are significant to you, then that just means that this pay extra special attention to this message. It could be for you. If these numbers do not resonate with you, that does not mean this message is not for you. This message is for you because you clicked on it. You're watching it. Thank you for watching this far. Please comment, like, and share, okay? And subscribe if you haven't already. But let's get to these numbers. All right, so 8 plus 8 is 16. One sec. 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 5 is 21. 70 plus 21 is 91. Plus 4 is 95. Plus 3 is 98. So 98 of my reoccurring themes of life, because these are all themes that I notice are reoccurring throughout life, and I wrote poems on them. All right, so 98 is 1-to-1 ratio versus a group. 1 is single, 2 is a pair, 3 is an apple for however long you stare. 1 on and or 1 is a pretty simple ratio. makes you question how and who, no, makes you question who and how many people are actually needed for fellatio. Think about, don't answer that. The question is rhetorical. Not asking you, I'm asking the group, not to one, but them is where the question goes. Not you, yes, them. Don't you see me breaking the fourth wall? Now, what started as a one-to-one ratio conversation turned into quite the projection of the group of who that really ends up listening. One-to-one ratio versus a group. So, if I had to apply that to this message, which I will, one-on-one ratio versus a group. When you're by yourself, because again, this energy is, I'm getting like childlike energy. When you're by yourself and you're a child, you have your imagination, and it's just you and your masculine energy, you and your thoughts, you and your feminine energy, you and creation. You're creating new things. You're experiencing new things. It's just you. You know, it's like a one-on-one ratio. But then when you start growing, evolving, meeting more people, you realize that now it's a group. But then it's also good to come back to that one-to-one ratio, that mind-body ratio, one-to-one. That you, it's just you. And then you realize that the group is you. All. Like, we all make up one unit. It's one frequency of love, okay? Now, my readings, I like to read the energy of these cards, which is what I just did. And that's why I like this deck. So I like to provide a different aspect or different outlook on life. So hopefully, well, I know that whoever's listening, this message was meant for you. But these cards, the Creative Black Pack, I like to end my readings off with this card because these cards give you a different aspect to look at a situation. And that's what my reading is in general. So apply the reading to your energy and what's going on in your life. But apply this card to the reading and just look at the reading in a different perspective by what this card says, okay? So I'm not going to read the energy of this card. I'm just going to read the card and that'll be the end of it. Have something at stake. A frozen fish processor had trouble selling a new line of frozen fish because it tasted flat. The company tried everything to keep the fish fresh, including holding them in tanks until just before processing, but to no leave. Then someone suggested put a predator in there with them. That should keep them fresh. The idea worked like a charm. The fish kept moving and retained their fertility. Moral, have something at stake. Survival, self-esteem, money, reputation. So that you will be motivated to take your idea successful. Comment down below, what do you have at stake? All right? Now it's time for so long. But I'll sing just one more song. Thanks for doing your part. You show up smart. You know, with me and you and my boy Blue. And you can do anything that you want to do. I love you. I love me. I love us. I love we. And I will talk to you guys another day. Bye.